Are you considering moving to Newport Beach, California and want to get a balanced perspective of what it's truly like to live here? Stick around because in today's video, I'm breaking down the true pros and cons of living in Newport Beach. Stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in. My name is Garrett Gahn. I'm your Orange County Realtor and host of YouTube's Living in OC. I'm a Southern California real estate agent, and this channel is to help navigate you on the home buying and selling process, as well as give you a little inside glance at what it's truly like to live here in Orange County, California. If it's your first time on the channel, welcome. If you'd like to know more about Orange County real estate, or what it's like to live here in Orange County, you're in the right place. Definitely consider subscribing because I'm dropping new videos like this weekly. And if you are considering moving to one of the cities that I do talk about on this channel, feel free to reach out to me directly. I have people reaching out every single day and I love it. This is what I do. So as I mentioned in today's video, we're talking about what it's truly like to live here in Newport Beach, California. I'll be going ahead and bouncing back between the pros and cons as we go. Newport Beach is a very excellent place to live in my opinion, but there are some downsides, so I'm going to do my best to deliver a balanced perspective. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting with pro number one, and probably the most obvious, we're talking about beach life. This is a huge pro in my opinion, and if you're looking to move here, it's probably pretty high on your list as well. You really cannot complain being about a 10-minute walk from wherever you are in Newport to some of the best surfing, swimming, fishing, and boating at your disposal. The beautiful beaches that Newport does provide is an obvious reason why so many people choose to live in this area. Being near the ocean, at least for me, provides a sense of calm and peace about it. The more research that gets published, the more we know that being outside and in nature around water has massive benefits for our health and our mental well-being. Now, apart from the jetty at the entrance of the harbor, Newport is unique as there are really not that many rocks in the surf. The beaches in Newport are also very well maintained and are raked often. The city certainly prioritizes the beach and does a great job of keeping the sand clear of debris. So that is the first pro on our list. Now let's move on to our first con. Con number one is the cost of living. More specifically, the cost of housing, because that is going to be the main driver of why it is such a costly place to live. On average, Newport Beach is among one of the most costly cities in America to own a home. The median sale price just this past month was $3.7 million, and the average rent sits at about $3,400 a month. So there is really no way of getting around it. It is an expensive place to live, but you are living in one of the absolute most beautiful beaches in California. And one thing to certainly keep in mind is that the rest of your bills are going to be much more in line with national averages. Utilities here and actually across the board in Orange County actually tend to be a little bit lower than the national averages. So with that said, if you can afford the housing, you can almost certainly afford to live here. Moving on to pro number two, dining and nightlife. Living in Newport Beach, you have access to terrific dining and certainly some of the best seafood. Newport Beach does take its restaurants very seriously, and some of the best restaurants in the world can actually be found here in Newport Beach. There is also a great selection of mid-range dining as well. The nightlife and entertainment scene here is really great with plenty of bars, shows, and festivities. All of which are most likely in walking distance too if you are near to the beach. Overall, Newport Beach is a great place to go out, and its residents love to take advantage of its social scenes. This does lead me into the next con on our list though, which is that Newport Beach can be kind of a seasonal party town during the summer months. Tons of tourists and people from neighboring cities come to Newport Beach to enjoy its nightlife, especially by the beach and by the boardwalk area. These areas can fill up fast during the summer months, and it can tend to get a little bit rowdy as well. If you are looking for a quieter, family-oriented experience, I would advise you away from the beach suburbs, especially around that boardwalk area, and more towards the northern part of Newport Beach. So it's certainly something to keep in mind when trying to decide which part of Newport Beach is going to suit you best. Let's move on to pro number three, the weather. Of course, this is going to be a huge advantage for any Southern California city, as most of our weather here is sunny and clear pretty much 365 days a year. We really don't get much for seasons here in South Orange County, as it really does not snow or rain hardly at all. Newport Beach is going to be a drier heat, especially during the summer months, although during the winter it can experience some humidity. Nowhere near the humidity as somewhere like South Florida or Texas, but just something to keep in mind. A huge perk in my opinion is that fresh air that comes off of the coast that all of the Orange County coastal cities really take advantage of and appreciate. It really does keep that Newport air always kind of fresh as compared to other parts of Southern California that can become a little more smoggy. On to con number 3, the parking and dense housing. Now, unless you have a mansion in the northern part of Newport, you probably are going to be somewhat close to your neighbors and close to the street. A lot of people do enjoy this easy access, but a lot of others would enjoy more space and privacy. It just kind of depends on your particular situation. The parking here, especially near the beach, can get a little bit crazy. A lot of the apartments and similar homes in this area are forced to park on the street. During those tourist months, this can definitely present some difficulty when it comes to parking. For the northern part of Newport, this really is not a problem, but it certainly is the closer that you get towards the beach. Moving on to pro number 4 on our list, the outdoor activities. There is an abundance of outdoor activities if you do live here in Newport. Of course, you have all of those beach-related activities, things like the best swimming, kayaking, surfing, and even whale watching. And there are tons of services where you can go to rent and try out different activities, things like scuba diving and surfing. Less obvious though is the great mountain biking, hiking, bird watching, and even snow sports that you can take advantage of given Newport's location. About 30 minutes away is the Silverado Mountains, which are great for mountain biking and hiking. Whereas about an hour and a half away, you have things like Big Bear and Mount Baldy, which provide amazing snow sports in the winter. Things like skiing and snowboarding. So surfing in the morning and skiing at night turns into a real possibility here in Orange County. Let's move on to con number 4 on our list, the traffic. Traffic can certainly get bad here, especially during rush hour, which can easily turn into a rush 3 hours. You can almost expect bad traffic during that 4 to 7 p.m. window, and especially during the tourist months. This isn't necessarily specific to Newport Beach, but it is a problem here in Southern California overall. If you can work from home or avoid these busy time frames, it doesn't seem to be as big of a deal, but certainly something to keep in mind. Now on to our next pro number 5, the cleanliness and the safety. Newport Beach is extremely safe, and it actually borders one of the safest cities in America in Irvine, California. Newport is also extremely clean with very little litter or graffiti. The city staff does a tremendous job of keeping this city clean and safe. And overall, you certainly feel safe walking around Newport and spending time here. There can be some rowdiness and noise around the bar scene, but still very non-violent for the most part. Safety in Newport Beach is not an issue at all, in my opinion. So as we finish rounding up our pros and cons to living in Newport Beach, I'm going to finish off on a high note and give one more pro to living here in Newport. We have Newport Beach's educational system. Newport Beach is certainly home to some of the best schools in Orange County, only second to Irvine. The schools rank very highly against both state and national rankings, making Newport Beach a great place to live if schooling is going to be an important aspect to where you live. There's tons of options throughout the city for K through 12. And most high school graduates here definitely end up pursuing a higher education. This is a very common theme for this area, as most of South Orange County places a strong emphasis on education and a continuing education. So that wraps it up, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That was the pros and cons of living in Newport Beach, California. Be sure to comment down below or reach out to me directly with any questions or comments that you have about living in Newport Beach, California. If you did find any value in this video today, I ask that you hit that thumbs up button for me. It helps me out tremendously. And consider subscribing, as I'm dropping new videos like this weekly. Thanks again, guys, and see you in the next video.